Hello, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to El Sutra Essentials. Today I'm going to be sharing with you my kosai recipe with a twist. As you can see, I have red lentils, so this is our first ingredient. And to keep a credit about this recipe is to my sister Lolo's Kitchen. I learned this recipe from her. I added a few ingredients to mine that because I observed when I make this recipe the first time it was soaking in oil, and I don't like oily kosai. So I decided, because I think these beans doesn't have as moisture as the ordinary black eye beans, so that's why I'm going to be adding my two secret ingredients into this recipe to just make it a bit less oily when it's frying. So here we are. I just washed my red lentils and I'm going to soak it in water for 1 hour. And in here is my onions. I'm using yellow onions, and I'm also going to be using red bell peppers and 1 scotch bonnet to blend in together with the lentils. So I blended my butter to smooth, and now I am adding my spices, my seasoning, as you can see from the caption. So baking powder is one of my first secret ingredient that I'm going to be adding into this recipe, because I want the kosai to be fluffy. I want it not to be flat in oil. So I added 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I also added some eggs, 1 egg. So even before adding my second secret ingredient to this, I observed that my butter was a bit runny. It is more like a Pakora consistency, so I am going to be adding my second secret ingredient, which is all-purpose flour, to thicken it, and also so it won't soak in oil as well. So I have my remaining butter. I only use half of the butter, so I'm just going to be saving it in the fridge. And here we are. I'm adding the second secret ingredient, which is flour. And for making pakora, usually one of the ingredients is flour, but because we call this kosai, that is why it is an added ingredient. So I added about 1/3 cup of flour into my butter, so to thicken it, and also to help the baking powder that I added to make it rise a little bit, and so it won't soak in oil. So in my hot vegetable oil, I'm just going to be placing in my butter. I'm going to be frying it. And this is it. It comes out really nice, really good, really beautiful as well, as you can see. So I can't wait for you guys to try this recipe out. This is the easiest way to make kosai, as we don't have to wash the beans, remove the bag and everything, and do all that heavy work of making kosai or moi moi. So I'm so glad that I learned this recipe from my sister Lolo's Kitchen. Please check out her channel. I'm going to link it under the description, so you can also follow her page and learn amazing recipes as well. Yeah, so this is just the second batch of the kosai, and here is our end result. And this is me having the kosai for iftar. It came out really nice. You cannot even tell the difference that it is made with lentils. Okay, so this is my remaining butter, the leftover of the butter from yesterday. I refrigerated it and now I have it out. I think because it got cold, so it is a bit thicker than yesterday. So, but despite that, I'm still going to be adding the flour. This is my chicken seasoning. I'm adding some salt, so I'm just going to be adding the same seasonings from yesterday, including the eggs, but just a little bit more stuff. I just added some thyme, and I'm also going to be adding some shredded meat, because this one I'm going to be making it like masa, so I want it way less oil than even the deep frying, because it's Ramadan, you know. We are supposed to be eating clean and avoiding oily stuff. So this is my shredded meat going into the butter, my spring onions. I also added 1 egg. I'm also going to be adding the flour. I actually added 2 eggs. This is the second one that I added into the butter, and this is my flour. Okay, my ladies, so wish me luck, because this is the first time I'm trying this method to fry it in my tanda, in my masa maker. This is the first invention of me trying kosai butter in the masa maker. Let's see how this come out to be, and I'm hoping for it to come out just looking like masa, and you know, it's going to be less oily, so a lot more healthier actually. So turning the masa was a bit trickier than the normal masa that you turn from the outside, but this one I had to turn from the inside, otherwise it was going to be a messy job done. So, but alhamdulillah, I was able to figure out that I can lift it from the inside, and this is how it came out. It was already looking nice, looking just like egg, but is kosai masa, shall we call it that? And this is the end result, guys. Look at that. I think it came out really nice, really beautiful, and I think you can serve this to your guests and they'll be surprised what this is. So that is it, and this is it for the recipe. Thank you so much for joining me in on this recipe. I'm going to be breaking it into 2 so you guys can see the inside. Please, when you're frying it in the masa maker, just turn the heat a little bit low so it takes its time to cook, so it will not just burn and then it is not cooked inside. So just make sure you are not pouring a lot, just these sizes are enough, and then allow it to cook all the way in, because this is almost like moi moi, but you know, it's not cooked in deep water, and it's not fried kosai that we fry in deep fry oil, so we have to give it time for it to cook. So I'm so glad this came out really good, and I ate it like everything, like it was so good. Yes, and this is me at iftar time having it. This is the one that you can see the meat. So thank you so much and have a good one. Bye.